We are live outside the Grenfell Tower following last night's deadly fire in which at least 6 people have been killed. Now, police say there may be people unaccounted for still in the building. The fire service say it is still too soon to say what caused that fire or why it spread so quickly from the 4th floor to the top in 15 minutes, and of course with such catastrophic consequences in a building that had only just undergone a multi-million-pound refurbishment. Now, the construction firm Ryden, which completed that work, has said that it is shocked to hear of the devastating fire and added that it had met all required building control, fire regulations and health and safety standards. But we also know that a local residents group had been voicing strong safety concerns about the building. Our correspondent Richard Gaisford has been at the scene since early this morning. Richard, what have you found out?
Well, I've been watching that fire spread very quickly, Alistair. It's been shocking how quickly it's moved up, through and around the building, and how difficult it was really to offer help to anyone on the 13th floor and above. It's only in the last few hours that that high-level crane has been used to get water into the building. They've been squirting these high-pressure hoses from the ground at some point, but that was dangerous and difficult work because we were watching large amounts of the building collapse and fall on to the firefighters' positions. This cladding that had been put on the building over the last 2 and 3 years. Take a look at the shot as you see it now, and as that smoke has gone away, you can see the top half of the building is absolutely destroyed. But what is happening now and what is worrying is that some of the lower floors that weren't alight earlier are now burning, and it's thought that the floors are burning through, that burning material setting light to the floor below, and that is why they're trying to get as much water into the building as possible. As I said, over the last 2 to 3 years there has been this multi-million pounds refurbishment of Grenfell Tower.
London Ambulance Service.
We are going now to
more than 100 paramedics helping out during the course of the night, and more than 100 police officers. And it's worth reminding ourselves that when there are these tragic fires, these emergencies, there are literally emergency services, our firefighters running towards the fire, running towards the danger, whilst encouraging others to run away. We do know that a number of people have died, I'm afraid, and the commander has given you the figures that we have. I'm afraid it's likely that the figures are going to go up. We also know that a number of people have been taken to hospitals. Paul Woodrow, who's the Gold Commander for the ambulance service, will be telling you more about that. Can I just say this? If you are somebody who is worried about somebody who may have been affected by the fire, please do ring the Met Casualty Bureau on 0800 0961 233. If you're somebody who lives in the building and has left safely, please let us know you are safe, because obviously what we want to do is make sure that everyone's accounted for. Danny Cotton, the London Fire Commissioner, has been there from the outset. I've been in regular contact with her during the course of the night. I'll let her speak now, and then Paul will be speaking afterwards, and then we'll take a couple of questions, if that's okay. Danny.
So an update from previously, as I made you aware earlier, at 6 minutes to 1 this morning, the London Fire Brigade received the first of several calls to a fire in this premises. We were on scene in under 6 minutes, and we quickly got additional resources on scene when we recognised the severity of the incident. The fire crews continue to work tirelessly to go into the premises, to extinguish the remaining fire and to search the premises. As you will appreciate, this is a completely unprecedented fire. In my 29 years in the London Fire Brigade, I have never seen a fire of this nature, and I have seen many high-rise fires. This will, of course, be subject to a major investigation, but at this moment in time, we do not wish to speculate further about the cause of the fire or the fire spread. That is something that will be closely looked at in the very near future. We continue at the moment to search the premises, to try and identify any people. As the Mayor has said, we have concerns that there may be more people still inside the premises. It has been a very large and very significant fire. I anticipate the London Fire Brigade will be on scene dealing with this fire for at least the next 24 hours. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I can now confirm that the London Ambulance Service has treated 64 patients and taken them to 6 hospitals across London, including major trauma centres at King's College and at St Mary's in Paddington. I can also confirm that a further 10 patients have presented themselves to hospitals across London. Our thoughts are clearly with everyone who's been affected or involved in this tragic set of circumstances. We continue to have large members of staff, including paramedics, advanced paramedics and specialist trauma teams from the London Air Ambulance, along with our hazardous area response teams that are specially trained and carry special equipment such as the use of breathing apparatus to support our colleagues from the London Fire Brigade in the ongoing management of this incident. As my colleague, the Commissioner of the London Fire Brigade, said, this is an unprecedented incident and there is an awful lot of resource required to manage its ongoing status. From an ambulance service perspective, I would ask that only call us if you have a genuine emergency. There are other areas of the health service, such as the NHS 111 service, pharmacy or GPs that can give you advice on non-emergency conditions, and I would request you do that while we support our colleagues from the London Fire Brigade and the Metropolitan Police Service in the management of this incident. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take a couple of questions.
There are serious questions about...
Sure, we'll take one there.
Danny Cotton, can I ask you, when you got here in the early hours of the morning, could you imagine that you would be standing in front of a shower of buildings?
No, clearly not. Although when I arrived on scene, as our very early crews found out, the fire had spread rapidly and was progressing through the building. So when I first arrived on scene, there was obviously a very significant fire in progress, and our crews were working tirelessly to make entry into the premises and rescue people who were trapped. Through our control centre, we took a number of fire survival guidance calls, and we were able to get our crews to go to those flats and assist the people to come out. As I said before, I have never seen a fire of this nature before in my 29-year history. It's a completely unprecedented nature, and it will require some further investigation quite clearly.
Have any firefighters
Okay.
been injured?
Unfortunately, a number of firefighters have been injured, but only, fortunately, with minor injuries, which, considering the scale and the number of my firefighters who have been involved and how hard they've worked, is a testament to their professionalism and dedication. They are minor injuries, they are being treated. My colleagues in LAS have been looking after them, and I'm very pleased to say that we continue to work very closely in partnership together.
Okay, John.
Mr. Mayor, will you give us an undertaking that any inquiry and investigation overall at the end of all this into how this ever happened, this man-made disaster, is carried out by a completely independent authority that has no relationship with the borough or any of the other factors that were involved in the construction of this building?
Well, can I just confirm that the focus of the experts today is the search and rescue? Very soon, I'm afraid, it'll move on to recovery. But there are genuine concerns, reasonable concerns that have been raised during the course of the night, and it's really important that these questions are answered. I'll be demanding answers, and I can reassure you that I'll be ensuring that we have independence in relation to the reassurance we need. We also need to make sure that lessons are learned, but also if, and this is a big if, and Danny's right to warn us of the importance of not jumping to conclusions, if there are mistakes made, we want to make sure we learn them.
Boris, BBC News. Can you, clearly the focus of the investigation is going to be what the building was made from and the renovations that were carried out not long ago. Can you reassure people that your authorities are looking into whether there are similar council block buildings of a similar nature in the capital?
Well, look, there are tower blocks across London and across the country, and they're the responsibility of either the local authority, the borough, or a private management company. It's important that people are reassured that these tower blocks are safe. What's important today is to make sure that we work with the emergency services in their search and rescue and recovery. The local authorities today is rightly focused on housing temporarily those who've lost their homes as a consequence of the fire, and not unreasonably they'll want to address some of the concerns raised, one of which you alluded to. We'll take one more question, then we'll have to go. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Sadiq Khan there, the Mayor of London, who in the early hours declared this a major emergency, saying that right now the priority was rescue, recovery and then there would be a thorough investigation with no questions avoided. He was pressed on safety, as I was talking to Nick Paget-Brown, the leader of the local council, but he said now is the time for rescue and recovery. Danny Cotton, the commissioner of the London Fire Brigade, said, and I quote, "I have never experienced in 29 years of firefighting anything as bad as this." She said that there would still be activity here for, at least in her view, another 24 hours. She said that